What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting with our buddy Randy Keene, and Earl Ramey Racing Engines. What is up? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
Man, another week. Ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Fun.
Yeah. It's heating up for us.
It's hot. Again.
More stuff to do.
Oh, yeah. Always something.
As we didn't have enough stuff to do.
Always is. First and foremost, we are going to get out the way here before we get into anything, guys. Change it up a little bit. Y'all can go on Facebook and watch this. Y'all see the replay of it by the time y'all hear this. But we're going to go ahead and go live here on Facebook and do our track draw for week 2 of the Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout. So, guys, coming on here, we're getting the live up, ready to go. Oh, let's see. Let's get some people on here. We got a few coming in. What is up, guys? All right. I want to show y'all real quick. This is the week 2 track draw. Y'all say hello, Sterling.
Hello, Sterling.
Hello, Sterling. All right. I guess this will be a simulcast, I guess we'll call it. So, we're going to go live here. Going to show y'all real quick. Oh, see, there's a whole little setup. Yeah, there's the studio. All right, let me switch the camera around because I can't see it. Pull the microphone over. All right, here are the tracks for this week in the 358 Northeast Modified run this week. Lima Land, Lernerville, Cedar Lake, Kokomo, and USA are the tracks that are able to be drawn out of here. So let's fold them up real quick. Put them in Blakely's little Easter bucket here. Easter bucket. There it is. I'm trying one-handed. We don't have a third person here with us today. Sorry.
Yeah, where's Kirby?
All right. Here they go. Okay. All right, y'all. Shaking around. Stuck them all in there. All right, I'm going to hold it up and let Sterling draw one out of there. See what it gets.
Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake. That'd be a good one. Cedar Lake this week with the 358 Modifieds for you guys running the Chicken Bone Alley. Oh, focus. It won't focus. But anyway, Cedar Lake running 358 Modifieds at at Cedar Lake. But
Yep.
So we about to get into last week's race here in just a minute. But we appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Facebook Live. All right, guys, and now we have the winner from last week's race. Week 1 of the Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout. Mr. Aaron Smith. Aaron, what is going on with you, man?
Nothing much. Just been doing some practicing for next week. How have you been?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. I don't think you need to be practicing anymore, man. You put it on everybody the other night.
Appreciate it. I didn't have the speed there at the end, but certainly had the strategy in line.
You definitely did, and I'm not gonna lie. And you were the smartest one to figure it out. iRacing actually was giving me some trouble when I was putting the session up, and I've tried for an hour to get the race up and couldn't ever get it, and I had to copy one from last season of our races. Just copy a setup, and the new setup with the more fuel didn't get in there. So you were the smart one that saw that there wasn't enough fuel to make it the whole way, which in my case, I really thought there would be another caution. But you were the smart one to figure that out and made it work to your advantage, man.
Yeah, I got lucky there and got turned on lap 2. I don't think I would have had a chance to pit outside of whatever everyone else did there at the end if I hadn't.
I guess that's lucky. I don't know. I mean, that was
It worked out great for him.
It worked out, I reckon. I mean, that's pretty wild to get turned there and it work out to your advantage. Normally that's not the case, and but this time it definitely was.
God, we had those fast repairs.
Yeah, that too, man. It's pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see you drive from the back. I know you come around me after that caution, and I was like, all right, let him go. He's running pretty good. But you made your way up through the field even before the strategy really took hold. You made your way up through the field. What'd you think about the race? What'd you think about your car? Give us your thoughts on the whole deal.
Went pretty well overall. I didn't really have the long run speed in the car, but I did have that explosive speed right off the bat after the restart. But unfortunately, we kind of wore our tires out there at the beginning of the run and just didn't have anything for the leaders until they started to pit. But it all worked out.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Definitely did work out for you. All right, moving on this week to Cedar Lake 358 modified. What you think about jumping over to dirt and trying that out?
That's kind of some uncharted territory for me. Haven't really touched those cars outside of some solo laps, but we'll see. I don't know what I'm up against yet, but I certainly like how those cars handle.
Yeah, those are always fun cars to me. I like them too. Me and Sterling were actually talking about, which races we were looking forward to in this, and I said, man, the 358 modifieds, for some reason, I like them. I just like the way they handle. I like the way you can throw them in the corner. They're somewhat forgiving, but you got to be on it the whole time. So I really think it'll be a good race.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've always had some pretty good fun running the dirt cars. I've never had that much speed in them, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it'll turn out.
That's cool, man. And that's kind of why we do this series like this, because, you got guys that are awesome on asphalt, you got guys that are awesome on dirt, and you got kind of some that are pretty good on both, and, and it seems to kind of level the playing field out, and we get to have some fun with the back and forth of finishing positions and just the driving battles out there. It's kind of fun. So, but anyway, Aaron, well, awesome, man. Well, we will be on, that will be Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Actually, this week, I'm not going to be able to run. Our broadcasting partner, Soak Tires Broadcasting, he messaged me today. He's having some trouble. Not going to be able to make it. So I'm going to broadcast it myself on Chicken Bone Alley. Y'all will see it live on Facebook. I had to do some of that last year, or last season. So I'll just jump in there and do it again. But, man, best of luck to you, and can't wait to see how the race turns out.
All right, thank you. I'm looking forward to putting on a show for you there.
Good. Oh, yeah, definitely so. Good deal, buddy, and we appreciate you coming on with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so, guys, on to Cedar Lake this week in the 358 Modifieds. Last week's winner in the late model stock, Aaron Smith took it home last week, and he did it in some strategy there. We had some issues actually on iRacing. I'll go ahead and admit it. I had some issues getting the session loaded up. iRacing just kept giving errors and errors and errors and errors. I don't know what was going on. I sure hope it's better this week. I felt stupid, even though I've done it 1,000 times, and I go to do it and it messes up. So I don't know what was going on, but anyway, I had to use a preset from last season, and the preset didn't have enough fuel in it. So,
yeah, I should have paid attention, but I didn't either. So,
but Aaron was a smart one. He was a smart one out of the bunch for sure. That he saw it. He actually got turned on lap 2. Him and Zach Stroop got together there a little bit. Our last season champion, Zach Stroop, got together, and Aaron got turned there, and Zach actually got took out. He had to go to pits, use a fast repair, and he ended up being a couple laps down because he had to get a tow. But Aaron was able to stay on track the rest of the race, and he won it by a lap because all the rest of us had to go in the pits.
Yeah,
I really thought there was going to be more cautions.
Well, that's why I took 4 tires there. I think with 10 to go when I ended up pitting, and I really figured there would have been a late caution, especially people coming in on and off pit road. I figured there'd be something there, but I took that gamble and it did not work out. But,
well, that's a good thing for our series. I guess it says we got some pretty good drivers.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely a very, very clean race for sure.
Yeah, it was very clean. So we are. Everybody's got one drop week. Maybe this be it. Some of them. I mean, there were some finished, up there a little better. Second, John Ruggiero Jr. was second. Our buddy Beef Tips, Greg Molyneux, he was third. So they probably won't be using this as drop week. Probably be one. Well, it won't be my drop week because now I got to broadcast this week. Our broadcasting partner unfortunately had some issues this week. Not going to be able to make the broadcast this week on Soak Tires. So it will be on Chicken Bone Alley's Facebook page. It will be live. We'll throw up the link there for everybody, and y'all will see it.
Yeah, well, you did a fine job last year, so you got some experience, so you can do it again. But I wish I could say I'll do it, and so you can run these cars because you like these cars. But I don't think you want me to do that too much. I'll film it with my phone. That's about all I can do. I don't know how you do all that, but
ain't no much to it. It's hard. I mean, it's a lot of work. Them guys do a good job of it. They do a good job of it. I mean, they really do. It's a lot to put together.
Yeah.
Once you get it all together and know what you're doing, it's not too bad. But them guys really, Kevin over there at Soak Tires Broadcasting, he does a good job. So we'll be glad to have them back the rest of the year. It will only be this week that they won't be able to do it. So they'll be back the rest of the year.
Yeah, it'll be good to go.
Good to go. Well, anyway, let's go back real quick. We didn't even get to talk about it. How was your weekend, all that fun stuff?
It was good, man. It was busy, very, very busy. We had a softball tournament this weekend, so we played in that on Saturday, and got out there about 7:30 and left about 4:30 Saturday afternoon. So it was a good, hot, muggy day. 4 games for us. So we didn't fare too good in the win column, but we won the first one, and then we pretty much went over.
Oh, good job.
The rest of the way.
Good job.
But yeah, we got some practice. We needed that, and getting all the team together is the biggest thing. Is trying to get everybody to the same people to play every week. It's really, really hard, but we're getting there. Yeah, did that, and then been looking at the weather, try to get a good fishing day offshore, and it's hard to get that around here. Hardly. It's not in the middle of the week. So luckily we had Sunday where the seas and all look great. So
ooh, you're fishing on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Forgive me, Lord, forgive me, Mac. But anyway, we went and we left at about 4:30, 5:00, something like that. Yesterday morning, and was out there all day long. But beautiful water, terrible undertow. Didn't catch much fish.
Oh well.
So, but it's all good. We had a blast for sure. We got out to the pretty blue, clear water. So, it's always nice when you can get out there and the wind's not carry you away and all. And we didn't get soaked coming back. We didn't get wet at all, pretty much. A little bit, but not too bad. And we caught I'd say probably a 3-foot barracuda, which is not a
big old fishy
trophy fish, but it was a fun fish to catch.
Whew.
Yeah, we had a good time. So, looking forward to the next one, man. You don't never know when you can go, so you try to take full advantage of when you get out there. But, how about you?
Well, I didn't do much of nothing. Well, I did. I mean, I went and Saturday. My mom and dad are in the midst of kind of remodeling a house. So I went and was over there going to help my dad a little bit with it. And me and Landon did. Well, first of all, we went and got Landon's haircut. I really appreciate that Sport Clips sign-in app.
Oh, yeah, that helps a lot.
Because I happened to look at it first thing in the morning. It said already there was an 86-minute wait.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
So I was at the house well before I even planned on leaving. I went ahead and signed in, checked in. No lie. We pulled in the parking space, walked in. She said, "Have y'all signed in?" Yep, Landon Rogers right there. Oh, you're up. Walked back.
Sweet.
We walked in dead on time.
Oh, that's nice.
To it. So that was perfect. Guy's haircut, he needed one before school started, but he didn't get it. So now he's got one going to a second week.
Yeah, I saw the picture. It looks jam up. looks good.
Yeah. He wanted it longer, but I was like, no. So if you get any longer, you're doing a mullet. But other than that,
It's the only option.
Only option. And so anyway, so then went and helped my dad a little bit around their place and cleaned up a little bit there. And I was watching the weather all day. I was like, man, if the weather stays good, I'm gonna run over to Lakeview. They had a big $3,000 win limited late model race. And I said, I'm gonna run over there and see a couple people over there, buddies over there. Willie Milliken, Dave Baker, and all them, and try to throw a camera in the car and stuff like that. And I did that. We went over there. Well, I didn't get there because I was watching, like I said, I was watching the weather and it was looking iffy. But I said, well, let's go. And if it starts raining, we'll just turn around. Just is what it is. So it looked kind of on the way over there. But they're supposed to start racing at 8:30. We got there at 8:15. They were going out for qualifying then, but they went straight through qualifying. They told them as soon as qualifying's over, everybody better be back in the line ready to go. I will say this was one of the best times I ever went over to Lakeview, and they were very much on time.
Sweet.
So that worked really good. But I don't know, because I wasn't over there earlier, I don't really know what all happened. I know they have put a wall now, which I love. They finished out turns 1 and 2 with a wall, and there's a wall all the way pretty much down the backstretch. It's a guardrail wall, 2 guardrail.
Oh, wall. That's nice.
Yeah, so you can really see when the cars slide up how close you're getting to it down in 1 and 2 and stuff like that. And
I wonder how much that changes their line. It
seemed to change a good. Now, I mean, I've seen the cars kind of take the same line before, especially late models. See them somewhat take the line, but it's like they're not as afraid. I ain't gonna say they're afraid of it. You're just kind of weary of it because you don't want to run off the track.
No, not there.
But most late model guys, for whatever reason, it don't bother them to lean on the wall.
No.
So they would run that sun gun in there and let it slide up all the way to it, and then just hammer it off they kind of diamond the corners a little bit because the track. What I was saying was, getting back to it, the track was wet. Pretty wet. Pits were ungodly wet. They couldn't even park in 1 and 2 in the infield pits because, I mean, it was just a mud pit. But I think what happened was they had the track already, and it rained before they got any cars on the track. So it was like double water. I mean, it was a lot of water put down on the track and in the infield. So they ran, and the track was just spongy feeling. It's like it would never pack in, really. And it was weird. It was like heavy sand. It wasn't sand, but it was like heavy sand, but it was making mud. And I put cameras on cars, but Willie Milliken was starting 4th in the late model main there. And I could see it, the red light blinking on it. You see the little red light blinking. I saw it through turn 4, and as soon as they hit the gas, and by the time he got to the flag stand, I couldn't see the red light anymore. By the time he come in, him and David also, by the time both of them come in at the end, they had to stop the race in the middle of it, let them change helmets or put new. It was only 25 lap race, and they had to stop midway, let them put tear-offs on or clean or whatever they could do. But by the time they come in, no lie, there was at least 2 inches of mud packed on the front of the camera.
Wow.
Just stuck to it. Looked like a dome on top of it.
Great day.
It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty. That ain't a good track to put cameras in.
Well, it normally is, but
I mean, that situation.
Yeah, that situation. But it was racy. That was the funny thing about it. I mean, the track was real racy, but they just couldn't.
Good.
It was weird because like it was sandy, but it stick to you.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
So it was pretty cool. But so let's see what else racing going on this week. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone here, we got a new member, I guess we'll say, of the Chicken Bone Alley crew here. Mr. Richard Kirby, we're going to call him Kirby, man. What's going on, Kirby?
What's up, buddy? So glad. Thank you for letting me call in and be a part of the show.
Not a problem, buddy. We appreciate it. Man, you are from right down the road from us, really, Sumter, South Carolina.
Yes, sir. Born and raised right here. Toughest little dirt track in the South. Used to be formerly called Sumter Rebel Speedway when I was growing up,
That's
but
right.
they've since changed the name to Sumter Speedway. So pretty much just about every Saturday night out there watching some racing. But anytime I can get away and get to another track that's got a big race going on, we like to do that.
There you go. Well, Sterling here. The only downfall I found with him, man, he's a Clemson fan.
Oh,
He's
no.
a Clemson fan.
Oh, no. Let me hit the pause button. Hold on.
No, Sterling, I told him, I said, if that's a deal breaker, then y'all have a good day.
Hey, we know a lot of good people that's Clemson fans, and I'm sorry for y'all, but it's all good.
Hey, we can just agree to disagree. How about
That's right. That's
There
right.
it is. and then see, at least he didn't hit us back with. We can agree to disagree with with our football national championships, but he didn't go there, so he's all right. He's all
He
right.
took care of it. He didn't rub it
Because all we can come back with is baseball, but
Yeah, that's it. Well, girls basketball.
girls basketball. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Dawn Stevens pretty bad. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, give us a little background on you. You said you grew up at the racetrack over there. Give us your background in racing and just a little bit about you.
Growing up, I grew up in Sumter. My dad used to dabble a little bit in racing. Never really stuck with it. He'd get a car and race 2 seasons, and then I used to run hot laps for him a good bit, but never really got into driving. I'd love to, but just never really got into it. But Sumter, I actually still have a toolbox that one of me and a buddy of mine, Brett Mooneyham from Sumter, we used to go to the racetrack and park in the same spot every night. And I got a diamond plate bright thread toolbox that I still have to this day, that the bright thread is wore off in 4 spots where my 2 feet and his 2 feet were touching from the clay rubbing the shine off of it. So we was out there every Saturday night. That was the thing to do around here. Loved the track. For a while there, it kind of, went down and wasn't having a whole lot of big races. But now they've really started, they've done some improvements and started bringing some bigger races in, and had the Ultimates the other week y'all talked about on the last episode. Matter of fact, we was going out of town but I told my wife and kids, I said, we're not leaving until after the Ultimate race because I still got my wristbands from the postponement, so we can leave as soon as the race is over with. So, born and raised in Sumter, still live here to this day. Big part of the Sumter community, and just love dirt track racing. I used to follow NASCAR a lot. We'd go to a lot of NASCAR, been to a lot of NASCAR tracks, but I don't know. It's just kind of my passion's turned back from NASCAR. I couldn't really tell you a whole lot about it anymore, but ask me something dirt late model racing, and I can pretty much tell you what's going on, where they racing, and so it's been good. I'm glad I live so close. I don't live about 3 minutes from Sumter Speedway, so I can walk in my front yard and hear the cars.
There you go. Oh, I'm talking about. Well, good deal, man. Yeah, it was finally good to see. To finally get that Ultimate show in over there. I felt like we wasn't ever going to get it.
Nope. I felt the same way, but I told my wife, look, we got me and my oldest. He's 14. He's a big dirt tracker, Lawton, and we had $70 worth of wristbands for pits. I was like, we going to get our $70 worth.
There you go. I don't blame you at all. Well, good deal, buddy. Well, you did some traveling this past week and went and saw some of them dirt cars going around there. Give us what you got.
Man, we went to so we traveled around the Midwest a little bit and ended back up. Got there Friday to Clarksville, Indiana, and when I was planning the trip, I realized that Clarksville, Indiana was only 45 minutes or so from Brownstown Speedway. And so I looked at my oldest. I said, you want to go see a good dirt track race? And he said, yeah. So started looking in, and well, daggum if they didn't have the Ironman series. And there was several of big names that you see on TV there. So we drove, and we was talking before we started recording, that we driving down Indiana back roads, 1 lane or lane and a half blacktop, no speed limit, no lines. And then all of a sudden, boom, there it was. We was at the fairgrounds. Pulled in. Plenty of parking. It was an awesome track as far as parking and walking. But the staff there, everybody, they got it down pat. They've been doing it for years, so they knew what to do. So getting to the track, Was easy getting in, getting your tickets. The concession stand, I like to eat, and they had concession stand in the food, and you just walk by and pick it up, and it was a line. No matter how long the line is, it didn't take you but a minute or two to get through it.
Wow.
The track staff, like far as the car would be on the wrecker going off the track, and they're coming into 3 to come take the green flag. I mean, they didn't play, and that really made the night run smooth. So I mean, they were done racing. We were done racing by like 11:15, and they ran 4 classes and had B mains. They had qualifying, heat races, and B mains for 2 of the classes. Several B mains for both of them. So they ran the Ironman Series late models, ran Super Sportsman class, and they ran modifieds, and also run a Crown Vic class, which was cool. It had to be a Crown Vic, so
awesome.
that was fun to watch.
That's awesome. Was that like a rental class?
Yeah, it just every car was a Crown Vic, and one of the guys in the stands, one of the locals, was telling me it's pretty much it had to be a stock Crown Vic, everything, rear end, transmission, wheels, tires, hubs. I mean, it's basically a stock Crown Vic. You could do a little bit of body modifications. They had some body panels on them and some spoilers, but and you could tinker with the motor a little bit, but for the most part, it was a stock Crown Vic with a roll cage.
Dang. I saw I think it was first of this year. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know if they ever even got it up. I know Lancaster was talking about a Crown Vic class, possibly trying to get one up. But what it was going to be is they were going to do all that, but it was going to be rentals. You go out there and rent the car, basically, or you sign up, you pay to race it, and it was a rental deal. And you basically brought your helmet and fire suit, and you could race. So
that's pretty cool. I'd like to do that.
Exactly.
No, this one wasn't a rental. This was actually, somebody's car. Yeah.
I told them that's a class they needed every track. I don't know how insurance feels about that, but that's a class they needed every track.
That might be the hiccup is the rental insurance, the insurance for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be the issue. Well, cool deal. Tell us about that Ironman race.
Man, it was the kicker is they 3 wide. There was 3 grooves. There was a bottom groove, a middle groove, and a top groove, and wide open, 3 wide around the track.
Wow!
But you could tell that. Let's see, Hudson O'Neal was there. Mike Marler was another big name that was there. Spencer Hughes, Turbo, was there.
That's awesome.
I had some notes wrote down, and I don't know what I did with them. But
you sound like me.
Yeah, but I did good. I wrote them down. I just can't find them. But I think there was one more that was a bigger name, and then there was a lot of locals from close by.
I got you.
But that's pretty much Hudson O'Neal's home track. He claims that is his home track.
Oh yeah.
And you could tell that joker was running it. But one of the other locals, Gippin, is the 1G. And he was closing in on him at the end. Turbo was right there on him the whole time. They started on the pole. Hudson O'Neal started on the pole, and Tyler Erb Turbo started outside pole. And they pretty much took off with the race. And a couple cautions and all. And then on a restart, Turbo didn't get a good start. And I don't remember who was driving the 83, but it was he ended up finishing second.
Probably, but Tanner English?
No, it wasn't Tanner English.
Okay.
I think he was more of a local guy around that area.
Okay.
But him and Turbo kind of got into it going into one. Turbo was trying to run the low line, and the 83 was in the middle and looked like Turbo set the car, and it didn't set like he wanted to, and they tangled up. He ran a couple more laps, and then he pulled off. And I tried to go get a talk with him and interview, but he was obviously not happy because by the time the race was over with, he was loaded up and they was leaving.
Wow.
So, but for the most part, it was them two that raced until that was the last, like 20 laps to go. Matter of fact, it was about 21 laps to go. There was a caution. And it was that next restart is when all that happened. And you could see that Hudson, he was killing it. That top groove, man, the right rear tire would be off the banking on the outside, slinging dirt like you wouldn't believe.
That's so awesome
And,
to see up there.
Yeah, and the thing about it, just, you know, you've watched it on TV, but it's not the same thing. You don't get to see whatever angle you want to see.
Right.
You're only looking through the cameras. But to see them run that top groove, that's like if it wasn't banked, they'd be out in the cornfield because they got to have that banking to help set that car and get it around there. But it was, man, it was just a sight to see. Everybody was nice and welcoming. It's dirt track, you know.
Oh yeah.
As long as you ain't messing with an old drunk who's pissed off, you good to go. But the pits was all night. The way they had the track set up and the track staff jumping in there, getting the cars, and they don't play. If you're not in staging, they're staging before the other race is over with, whether heat race, you know, whatever, hot laps, and they just kept it moving the whole night. There wasn't a dull moment, and it was well worth the trip and the ride up there. And if you're ready to go back, I mean, it takes us about 8.5 hours, 9 hours to get there. You know where there's a motel. You know?
There you go. Ready to go.
All right, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. It's going back to something you said there, talking about the locals doing good in the race. That's pretty cool to see sometimes. Just like last week at Sumter, old Banjo Duke getting up there and winning the ultimate race when he don't really tour with those guys at all. And you see them guys coming down from, you know, touring series. You got the Michael Browns and Corey Gordon finished second. He's been running pretty much the whole ultimate tour. A lot of other guys in there, but Jeff Smith. But yet you see your home track guy gets up there and he knows that track. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, he so they little backstory on, you know, Banjo grew up at that track and racing that track, so he knows that track.
Oh yeah.
And right there before they went out for qualifying, I can't elaborate on what they did. I just know they changed that right rear because they said they were going for the pole. Because they felt like if they could get the pole with Banjo setting the car up and getting it set like they needed to for something the way the track was, that he could hold them off.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I do know right before he went out to qualify, he changed that right rear, softer compound or something. I don't know. I wasn't standing over there when they did it.
Right.
But yeah, that's cool to see. He can drive. He went up to where'd he go?
Sonoya. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Sonoya, I think, started 7th and finished 6th.
Yeah.
This weekend. So he's getting some sponsors and some help on that car, man, and this they look like they doing good and trying to move up, and maybe you'll see him with a good traveling series here for long.
Oh yeah, me and Sterling used to actually race go-karts with Banjo back in the day. All over the place, so it's cool to see him going up. But yeah, you talk about guys at the other tracks and stuff. That's just always cool to see, man. That's cool to see when you got guys there like you know, like Turbo and stuff. But the hometown guys is giving them the run for the money when it don't always matter how much money's being poured into that program when there's just laps after lap after lap put on a track.
Yep.
It's cool to see it.
And that's like, you know, downtown Michael Brown, his car owner is from Sumter.
Oh yeah.
So my Lawton always, he's got several shirts from him and all. He's always pulling for him, and we always watch him and pull for him. You know, he's from South Carolina here, so he's been ain't really been catching no good breaks lately. So it was good to see him run third at Sumter. So yeah, and he won. He just won with them in Lancaster a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Yep. The week before that he won in Lancaster. So Michael's a good dude. He's a good dude. We had a camera on his car there too that I'm still trying to work on the video from. I had to, with that whole big old red flag, I had to edit. I don't know how much out of it. So.
Yeah, that was wild to see, and that's another hometown boy. I like Tony Ayers a lot and his family, and known his daddy forever. And hated to see him get wrapped up in that. The 22 Tony Ayers get wrapped up in that.
Yep.
That red flag wreck tore up the side of his car pretty good. So.
Oh yeah. Well, cool deal, man. So Browntown was a 2 thumbs up for you.
Yes, sir. I like anytime I get a chance to go back, I'm going back. So
I hear you there.
It was well worth the trip and just the whole experience and the people, just everything. So it was cool deal. And really, I've traveled. I've been to Lancaster and Gaffney, and tracks close by, and Lakeview, Fayetteville. But to be able to go out to the Midwest and see some of those style tracks, because it's funny how the tracks out Midwest are built different and are different style tracks. Really, as far as us over here in the Southeast, there.
I got you. Yeah, you're completely right. And we were kind of talking about that beforehand. How a lot of tracks in the Midwest and up north, and it's a lot different than down south, because there's a lot of the tracks other than Eldora. A lot of the tracks don't let people park in the infield, and they don't have any infield pits per se for trailers anyway. And I personally like that, because you can see the whole track and not worry about stuff getting in your way. And typically the pits are pretty much a retention pond for whatever water is going on the track. And that it makes a huge difference. So any track around here, if you're listening, if you got room to put all the trailers outside, just go ahead and do that.
They had their pit started right at turn 4, and it wrapped around both. They was on both sides, of course, and wrapped all the way around turn 3 and all the way back down the backstretch, to coming out of turn 2. Was their pits? It was all on the backside of the track, but they got a lot of room back there, so they had plenty of room to do that. So
right.
It's pretty cool, man. I'm glad I got to go for sure.
Good deal, man. Well, what's next? I don't think, from what I gathered, I don't think you missed anything at Sumter. Didn't they end up raining out this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they ended up raining it. They got to run the hot lap qualifying, and I think they was ready to start running the mains, and then they got rained out. So I was trying to watch them on race monitor. So it was actually halfway working. So but you speaking of race monitor, so I'm out there in Brownstown, Indiana. They got race monitor, and half the crowd that was behind me kept looking over my shoulder, and I'm like, and my son, he's like, "What are they looking at, Dad?" I don't know. And finally, one of them said, "What you looking at? How you knowing the times and all?" I'm like, "Y'all don't know about this?" So I told them, and all of them pulling out the smartphones. I mean, it'd be like 80-year-old guys pulling out the smartphones. Hey, what's it look like? So there's probably 10 or 15 of them that was downloading race monitor while we was sitting there. I'm like, how y'all not know this? Because y'all's is, theirs worked great, and it was, easy to keep up with, especially not knowing the locals, trying to keep up with who's who. And so, that was pretty funny. But it's, I'm excited. I'm trying to figure out which one next we're gonna go to. But I got to work a little bit now. We was off for over a week, so.
There you go. Well, speaking of, what kind of work you do?
Electrician.
Electrician. There you go.
Yes, sir. So, matter of fact, I had to go hook up a swimming pool in Myrtle Beach today. So I got back about 5 o'clock or so.
Ooh,
I'm doing that.
So you got home from out in Indiana and everywhere else over there, and keep on riding there.
Yeah, we made a 3,400-mile round trip vacation.
God.
Got home last night about 10 minutes to 8, and then left Sumter at 5:30 this morning to go to ride 2 hours to the beach to go hook up a swimming pool and ride back. So I've been riding for a while.
I was fixing to say, I think I'd be about tired of riding by now.
Yeah. You kind of get used to it. So.
Well, after that many miles, you ought to be used to it.
Yeah, like 2 hours isn't nothing. I just rode 3,400 miles,
Exactly.
So 2 hours is the cakewalk.
There you go. Yeah, I bet. Well, cool, man. You gonna be back at Sumter this weekend coming, or what's plans?
Yeah. So I'll be back at Sumter. I don't know. I got a good friend of mine, Chip Louder. Oh, speaking of, I need to shout out Sam Louder. Turned 15 yesterday, and he's a good friend of my son's, and they go to Lawrence Manning together. Little Sam Louder, big dirt track racer. He goes all the dirt track races at Sumter with his daddy, Chip Louder. And he asked me to shout out and give him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Sam. 15 years old. But me and Chip Louder, we go a good bit.
Birthday,
so, I feel like we'll be back at Sumter this Saturday. And kind of looking around and seeing where we're going to go. I know we're going to Gaffney. I'd like to go to Lancaster and Gaffney in November and go up there for both of those races. So
there you go. It's always plans, always somewhere to go, and I love it.
That's right. That's right.
We have to travel a little bit. You don't have to go quite as far as we do, but we have to travel a little bit. We can find some good dirt racing around here eventually.
Yeah, you're right. So, how y'all actually in Florence?
That's right. We were right down.
Yeah.
We're about 45 minutes down the road from
Lakeview.
I'm still about an hour from Lakeview.
Yeah,
We're kind of right in between Lakeview and Sumter.
Oh, then you got to do a toss up. Which one you going to?
Yeah, and there's an asphalt track right here in our backyards.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have to, decide if we're going there or not. Oh, well, cool deal, man. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on here, and I imagine we'll be hearing back from you a whole lot more, keeping us up to date with whatever racing you're going to and heading at. And so y'all be listening out for Kirby here.
Thank you, guys. I enjoyed it, and I'll definitely keep you updated and be back on.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys, we appreciate old Kirby coming on here and hanging out with us, and y'all going to be hearing a lot more out of him. Speaking of hearing more out of him, we actually, he sent me over, y'all hear that while he was up there at Brownstown, Hudson O'Neal won the Ironman Series race up there, and he actually was able to get an interview with Hudson O'Neal after the race here, so listen to it right here. Real quick.
All right, guys, here interviewing Hudson O'Neal, the winner tonight at Brownstown Speedway. Hudson, how about the track, buddy? How was it tonight?
I think it was pretty awesome. I was kind of hoping I never seen anybody, but I seen James under me a couple times, and man, it was just a heck of a racetrack. He was showing me I had people on my top and my bottom. My signal guy was, so it had to be pretty good, and I could race all over this thing, man. Wherever your race car was better, you could be, and that's just the kind of racetrack I think Brownstown Speedway's been working to be. This place, I knew going into the feature tonight that if they did it right, it was going to be pretty good, and they prepared a great racetrack, and it just turned out to be amazing. And to win in front of your hometown crowd, that's pretty special.
Man, that's awesome. We was pulling for you. How about talk a little about Turbo? He looked like he was coming in the inside a good bit. He just couldn't make it stick and get around you.
Yeah, I really thought it was him. I was racing the whole time, and then I kept looking at the board and seeing one was third or second, and it ended up being Gilpin. So I don't know, did he fall back?
Yeah, it had got a little tight there and got some couple cars, and the 1G got around him, and then he just kind of started falling back and got in a little tussle with him, and 83 got together going into one, and then after that he just fell off and then pulled off the track. So.
Yeah, so anytime you come and outrun these guys, it's pretty good. Gilpin's been good here. James has been good here. We were just good enough to hold them off. Had we started on the pole, would we won it? I don't know, but we know what we need to do to get a little bit better. I definitely wasn't where I needed to be. I was pretty good for the first 25, and then once that brown went away in the middle, I was just kind of holding on. Yeah. Really, I wasn't real good, but man, we were just good enough to pull it out, and we'll put it in our notebook and see if we can get a little better next time we come back.
Well, good deal. Thank you, Hudson, for the interview. This is Richard Kirby for Chicken Bone Alley.
Good deal. That was pretty cool.
That was good. Really good.
Oh, Hudson O'Neal. I like him.
Yeah, I do too. He's a good guy.
He's a good kid. Good. And them O'Neals, both of them, him and his daddy, both Don, all them, all good people. I've raced with Hudson a few times on iRacing actually, and so he's a pretty cool guy. So congratulations to him, and thank you, Kirby, for hanging out with us and going out there and telling us, hey, I'll get some interviews with. I'll talk with him and I'll report on what's going on. So we appreciate that, and y'all will definitely be hearing more from him here in the future. So, what else we got? I guess we can go over Lakeview a little bit now. We're kind of getting all that. Lakeview, as I said here earlier, I'll just run through the kind of the finishing stuff of what all happened with it. Like I said, they had rain move through. Track was, it was weird. It was so weird because it wasn't like it was a heavy track, but everything on it was sticky. So it was like heavy sand. It's really hard to explain. It was like piling up on everything. It was like just little teeny pieces were catching. They were wet and catching the cars and everything. They had to pull it all off the hoods in front of it because, it was just building up. It would hit and stick and just build up.
That's
Build
crazy.
these little mounds up. It was crazy. But like I said, it was a good race. It was 25 lap, $3,000 to win. And like I said, our buddy Willie Milliken was out there. He was racing, and went over and talked to him a good bit and hung out with him for a little while. And man, if he ain't got nothing this year, he's got bad luck. Dude, I went and talked to him. He said, man, it feels pretty good. I think I need a little more speed, but it feels pretty good. I said, well, cool, man. Maybe it'll come around there for you in the race and be good to go. But he was running pretty good. They get a start. He'd start. If you wanted to start on top, it was hard to start on bottom. You could start on bottom, but you had to slide the person that was in, because he kept starting. They do a Delaware style restarts. Means one car's out front, second place is on the inside, third place outside, fourth place inside. So he was actually doing. He was back and forth, third and fourth on those restarts, and he could start on bottom in fourth, but he'd have to slide whoever was in third, and he could slide them typically, but you kind of just lost momentum on your slide, and they could turn back under you sometimes, but sometimes you can make a stick. So, I mean, it was good racing, like I said. And then kind of the opposite restart, he'd be back up in third, and the guy would do the kind of same thing to him. So you could get a lot better run, but you had to protect the slide on the track. But anyway, let's see. Christian Thomas took home the win, the $3,000 in the Sandra Miller Memorial Race there at Lakeview. So it's good to see him do that. He led flag to flag.
Really?
Yeah, wow. It was a close race. They kept kind of caution, breeding caution things. The track was wet the whole time, so it was kind of slippery. So he had a wreck there on the front straightaway, right in front of us actually. Nothing really got hurt. Somebody's car quit out the corner, and people just hitting brakes, spun around. But what I was saying about Willie, man, he's my boy. No, I like Willie. I like Willie a lot. He can't catch a break this year, bro.
No,
I saw him over there. I actually saw him. I saw him. They had a stick in the fuel tank looking at it, and they're saying, oh, it evaporates fast. But anyway, saw it, and they figured out where it was. Should have had 22 gallons of fuel in it when they started. About probably 8 laps to go, it runs out of fuel.
And 25 lap race?
Yeah, something. I don't know. He was talking about something about the baffles in it or something. He said there was zero fuel pressure. I don't know if it was because of the baffles, it reads wrong on the gauge when they're trying to check it or something. He was saying, I didn't get into it really all what was going on, but I heard him talking. And man, it was something else. He was running, like I said, strong third or fourth, depending on where he got a good restart at. And it just all of a sudden, he come out, turn forward, and it just quit moving. So
he'll get over that hump one day.
Dude, I'll tell you.
He needs to get in some voodoo or something and do something different.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's something else. And so I did hear through the grapevine he might have a new motor coming down. So
maybe that'll happen.
We'll talk about that a little more later.
Yeah,
might know some good stuff about that. Oh, but anyway, guys. Alrighty, so that was that. I will say he's kind of stunk because I was going out there. One of the first reason I was going out there, our buddy Michael Butler, he was going to be driving a brand new car that they built for stock V8 car, and I was going to put a camera in it and stuff, and I don't know what happened with their car. They went out. This car I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the best looking street stocks for one. I mean, but just a stock V8 car is one of the best looking ones you'll probably ever see.
Oh, I promise you, it look good.
As a good looking car. Joe actually owns it. Him and his son's gonna be running it, but Michael was gonna go shake it down for him the first night. Well, he goes out for hot laps, makes it out the pits, turns around the corner, and all of a sudden it loses oil pressure and shoots all the water out at the same time.
Golly,
I don't know what happened. It was a bad ordeal though. So they didn't get to do nothing with that car. So who knows? Who knows? But I know where they can go to get parts to fix this.
I can promise you I know where.
They can go see our buddies at SRI Performance and find parts to fix anything that they're going to need, motor-wise or whatever else up there they need.
Any and all.
Any and all there, because they're your one-stop shop for all things racing.
That's it?
Yeah, guys, go online, check them out, sriperformance.com. When you find all the parts you need to fix yours up, put them in a cart. When you go to check out, put in that little promo code part, CBONE10. That's C as in
chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off the time of checkout. Same deal with Stock Car Steel, guys. You want to make them cars look good now? Go up to Stock Car Steel, get all your materials you will need to build whatever you need out of there. And when you got motor problems like that, I will say, I know the guy to call. Really know the guy to call to fix that problem.
The man. The
one and only Earl Ramey.
They try to brand that. I think Ohio State branded the D, didn't they?
Did they?
Pretty sure they tried to brand that.
Ohio State?
The Ohio State.
Can we brand it?
Can we brand the
Earl
Ramey?
That's what we need to do.
I think we need to work on that for him.
That's what we need to do. We need to put it on Facebook as the Earl Ramey.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, guys, go see Earl today. Go give him a call. Check him out. Man, anything super late models, limited late models, anything for your modifieds, crates for sure. I don't care what kind of motor it is. Check it out. Check Earl out. Go call him. Tell him you need one day. Tell him we sent you. You will not regret it. You will have more power than you will ever need out of it, because you're going to be on that one on top of the board once you get some Earl Ramey power in your car. And once you get that power, sign up for some time on his chassis dyno, because, man, there's a lot of power to be found on that chassis dyno. And it's crazy because, and even Earl says it. Me and him talked about it. You can have the same type motor in this car. I mean, like a crate motor. Crate motor's a crate motor. You think? It's not. Each one has something different that it likes. You can try different fuels. You can try different fans. You can try different, water pump, whatever you think you might can get a couple horsepower out of. You can try it on the chassis dyno. See what kind of horsepower you get in them rear wheels once you get that Earl Ramey racing engine in your car. So call him today. Tell him we sent you, and you will not regret it.
That's right. Definitely go check him out and build his clientele even more. He's got a pile of them waiting for him to get going. So get on that list, get in line to get your stuff done for him.
For sure. And we want to especially thank EMFR Performance. That is Earl Ramey also, and that is his line of different performance parts there you can get from his shop. EMFR Performance and Grease Monkey of Mooresville coming on our Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout, being our presenting sponsors, winning you guys some big money this year. We want to thank them a whole lot. So without them, we could not do it at all. We could not put money up like that because I ain't got it. I'm sorry.
No.
Also, I want to thank y'all over there at Powell Machine Fabrication.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's some more money coming y'all's way in the Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout, along with Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. Kale and Tyler up there. They supposed to both be in the race this week, as far as I know. Had some trouble last week, couldn't get on. So, as far as I know, them guys will be there this week. So, we appreciate them. If y'all hadn't checked it out yet, check out the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. If y'all like this one, y'all should like that one also. They talk about racing, but more up north than we are. So y'all should enjoy them. Also, guys, SRI Performance, as we just talked about, in stock car steel. Appreciate them coming on the Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout, and BS Racing, along with our buddy Derek Griffith, who just got a big win up at Jennerstown this weekend, taking home another $10,000. Appreciate him coming on with Northeast Auto Imports. Guys, we could not do it without any of these sponsors. We appreciate them. Appreciate Soak Tires Broadcasting. Like I said, they are a broadcasting partner, but they're not gonna be able to be on this week, so I'm gonna have to do it. But yeah, like I said, BS Racing, our buddy William Eads over there, also, and Matt Smith and them guys up there with GNCC stuff. They went and raced this past weekend. And don't have his results right in front of me. Sorry, I have to talk about it here soon. I'll ask him on the broadcast.
Yeah, we'll get him on here and tell us about it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. We appreciate all of them on our iRacing deal there. Didn't get to mention that earlier before everybody came on, and we got to talking about it here. So, well, Sterling, to your displeasure probably, the Olympics are over.
They're over now.
They're over.
Yep.
And we got NASCAR back. The Olympics are over.
We do. Probably my favorite race of the year, and I did not get to watch it.
What?
But I was not really surprised we finished top 2. By any means.
No. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Larson was fast. There was a segment, it was coming out of the last, what would be last caution flag for segment break. Martin Truex was up front. Christopher Bell was running second. Larson was third. They still had to make another round of pit stops after this. But I'm going to tell you what, that was some of the best racing I've seen in a long time between those three. I don't know if you saw the highlights or anything from it. Truex was running. Truex ran good. He was strong up there in the lead for a while. But Christopher Bell said he thought he was faster than Martin Truex. And he did look like it. He'd sit back a couple laps, cool his tires off, just ride. And
you just couldn't get around him.
Well, he never really... He tried one time, but he didn't really try another time. I don't know. It was all right. But Larson would do the same thing to Christopher Bell because he was faster than Christopher Bell. Well, he decided he was going to pass Christopher Bell. And he went down turn 1. He was up to his numbers. And Christopher Bell just kept on coming down. And Larson apologized for it, but I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, he didn't have anything to apologize for. His inside tires, right side inside tires, going into that right-hand corner, were almost, they were scrubbing the grass right along the inside rumble strip there.
Oh.
He couldn't go any farther inside.
No.
And Christopher Bell was, but he said, I took the move too late, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, he's got a spotter. That's what he's there for.
Right.
But Christopher Bell was mad about it after the race. Yeah, he was mad. Said he had the car to win, blah, 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 all that stuff. I'm hoping he hadn't saw a replay yet, because once he sees replay, I think he probably would have thought a little bit different, because he didn't give Larson an inch of room. But anyway, then after that last restart, or after the last round of pit stops, Kyle and the boys, they put on a heck of a pit stop, as they have all year long. They have, and I saw a stat, they've spent less time on pit road than any other car this year.
It pays off on green flag pit stops, man.
Big time.
Especially at the road course.
Big time. So he got out, got a big lead. Well, he wasn't about a second ahead when he come out, but he stretched out to 5 seconds for a while there. 5-6 seconds. And then Chase was coming to. Chase was flying. But he kind of got to like 2 seconds out. It looked like his tires kind of equalized, and he just...
Yeah, well, I'm sure Larson wasn't pushing it either. He had to.
No, he didn't have no reason to. He got some lap traffic there, a few laps to go, and had to push a little bit to get around them. But other than that, I don't think he was pushing it very hard. Wasn't no need.
Hey, that's number 5 for the season, man.
Dude, that's a lot, not counting the All-Star win.
Right.
6 wins this season.
It's pretty good.
Counting that. So that's pretty sweet. That dude's gonna be good one day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, one day.
One day.
One of these days.
Oh, so anyway, guys, what else we got?
I don't know it, man. We're getting back in the swing here as far as NASCAR stuff. They'll be back pretty regularly now, and my buddy Derek's getting closer to his date. I think August the 20th is his date for him to be in the KBM truck.
So you ought to know the date.
Yeah, I don't not forget that one.
No. It'll be your birthday.
Yeah, so we'll be checking him out there and pulling him on. Y'all, anybody that's listening, make sure y'all go in there and root for him. See if we can get him a win.
For sure. That's coming up soon. We're probably gonna try to have him on the show before that. Talk about it going into it, hopefully. I'll have to text him here. Anyway, guys, well, as always, I want to thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, our buddy Earl Ramey Racing Engines.
The
Earl Ramey, I'm sorry. The Earl Ramey. Oh, we appreciate them guys as always. Also, Ford Bite Apparel guys, y'all go check it out. Old Coltrane getting it done out there, and he has moved up to A class now.
I think he's running better in the A class than he was in the
I
other.
swear, every time he gets in something faster, he runs better.
Right, yep.
He's wanting people to faster to better for him.
Yeah.
So that's a good deal.
That's awesome.
That's cool to see. Good looking car too. Good looking car. I like it.
Yeah.
Kind of partial. I like it.
Yeah.
So y'all go check out some Ford Bite Apparel. Go order you some Christmas. Hey, Christmas be here before you know it. Order it for somebody. They'll love it. Order it for the race fan that you know. Checkered guys, y'all get on Checkered. It is the motorsports social media. It is awesome. It is the best thing for motorsports and social media wise there's ever been, honestly. It is motorsports all the time. Not even just motorsports, it's racing. I ain't even gonna say motorsports, it's racing. Because there's iRacing on there, or E-Racing on there. There's any kind of racing, whatever racing you want to do. They might have soapbox derbies on there, I don't even know. Probably. Probably do. Oh, so we appreciate them, and we appreciate y'all coming on here and hanging out with us. It's been a short show this week, but
well, yeah, and going to practice some softball now, and I'm thinking about being on the 10-day IL or something. Take a day off.
Nah,
that's good. Keep it going. Yeah, we appreciate it, guys, for sure, as always, and we'll be back here next week.
For sure. We will see y'all then.
Later.